the objective of this presentation is to approach the renovation planning of the energy renovation planning of the building stock using the methodology of Impulse project. First of all, I would like to say some words of the context in which we have generated these tools. These tools were designed in the first phase of Impulse project. Now we are in a capitalization project that is a second phase. This project took place from 2016 until 2019. It was led by CRES, the Center of Renewable Energy Sources in Greece. And we had technical partners that were in charge of designing the technical methodology that afterwards was applied by six municipalities in all the Mediterranean area that were representing 6 different countries. So here you have all the partners that were applying the methodology in this first phase of the project. And in the second phase, there was a second call in which the objective was to transfer the results that have been designed in the first phase to new territories. So the main outputs that have been capitalized are 2. A decision-making support tool in which you can obtain an automatic proposal of renovation plan for your buildings. And the second one, a financial scheme evaluation tool in which you can compare different financial schemes for your renovation plan. When we approached the second phase of the project, we were thinking which territories we need to involve in order to test or to transfer the outputs of the first project. And we considered that it was a good strategy to try to involve different levels of public administrations, because in the first project we have just municipalities. But for instance, if we approach the level of the regional level or the national level, the public building stock that they own is quite different from the municipalities. So we wanted to test also that the methodology works for these different levels of public administrations. And also we wanted to test it with a big municipality, because in the first one, we just had small and medium municipalities, and we wanted to test it in a bigger one. So that's why we decided to involve Valencia city, which is a city of 1 million, more or less 1 million citizens. We involved in the municipality of Koper, because in that case, Slovenia wasn't participated in the first phase of the project. So they were totally new and they had any starting point. So it was a transfer process from the beginning. And we had 2 regions in order to go from this municipality level to the regional one. So this is like the context in which we are applying the project, just to let you know that you can apply the methodology if you are a country, or if you are a region, or you are a municipality. Even if you have a public building or other building stock that is not public, the methodology is still applicable to building stocks that are not public. In this slide, what you can see is the methodology, the complete methodology in one shot. I would like to say that all the resources are available in the website of Impulse project. You have the link in the down part of the slide. So you can use all the resources for generating your own renovation plan and also the financial plan. We have 4 steps in the methodology. The first one, it was focused on characterize the public building stock of a municipality or region of a public administration. It is collected in this D331 deliverable, let's say. It is to facilitate that you can find the resources in the website. And once we have the building characterized and classified, the second step was to energy simulate one representative building and to extrapolate the indicators to the rest of the buildings. I'm going to explain each step in more detail in the following slides. And the following one is to obtain automatically an energy renovation plan with this specific tool. And finally, the financial plan. These two main inputs are going to be explained by my colleague Vera in a more detail in one of the following presentations. So the first step, what we wanted is to classify the building stock in different groups of building or typologies. The objective of this space step was to facilitate the public building administrations the management of their buildings without making a very detailed analysis of each of the buildings. So we were missing some accuracy, but we were winning in the automatization of the process. So with less resources, we can obtain a pre-feasibility study. So first of all, we selected a sample of public buildings, and we collect all the basic data for each of the buildings, year of construction, size, the systems that we have, so corresponding to 7 classification criteria. Once we have this basic data, what we do is to make groups according to 4 specific classification criteria. For instance, you have an example here in which we use the use of the building, the square meters, the year of construction, and the number of floors in order to group all the buildings that we have in the building stock. And we obtain 12 typologies. So in this matrix, you can see that are empty cells because these combinations are not true. We cannot find this type of building. So it was the intention of this characterization. Afterwards, and in order to win in this automatic process, what we did is to select just one ambassador building representative of all the buildings in one group. So in that case, we collected all the information relevant for the energy modeling of this ambassador building. And this was the second step of the methodology. We model each ambassador building with dynamic tools. We model the baseline scenario and also between 4 and 12 renovation scenarios going through minimum requirements to NCEF ones. We collect a lot of indicators, focus on energy performance, environmental, cost indicators, and comfort. And what we did is to extrapolate these indicators from ambassador building to the rest of the buildings in each group. Afterwards, what we did in the first phase of the project that we haven't done in the second one because it was a smaller project was to select a pilot building, to make some renovation works, and to monitor the energy renovation in order to test if the indicators that were modeled were still relevant after the renovation works. So to test if there was any gap between the design modeling and the actual performance of the building. The third step of the methodology was to automatically generate a renovation plan of the building stock. So this is one of the tools that is going to be explained by Vera. In this case, you can select some indicators according to your preferences and give some weighted factors to generate your renovation plan. So for instance, the total annual primary energy consumption or the total CO2 emissions, you can give some weighting factors until 100%. And you can also give some penalties, positive or negative penalties to some categories. For instance, you can decide that the buildings that you would like to renovate are in one of the typologies. So you can give more weight to this typology. You can also select your targets. So for instance, if you would like to obtain a 30% of CO2 reduction, you can enter these targets in the renovation tool, and also the energy reduction, and also the search of renewable energies. These are the targets that you can fix. And you can even fix an annual investment limit. You can also avoid having some of the buildings in this renovation plan in case you are not interested for any reason. And the tool with all this information will generate an automatic plan in which you will obtain all the buildings that need to be renovated each year with also with the targets that you will obtain and with the annual investment cost. Vera will go into more detail. And finally, we have this financial scheme assessment in which we have analyzed two different ways of financing the renovation plan. One is focused on obtaining a loan for all the renovation plan, and the other one is focused on obtaining one loan per year in the renovation plan. So what we do is to input some data, like the total energy bill, the actual energy bill, the renovation plan results that we have obtained in the previous phase, and some hypotheses that we need to test the financial scheme, such as the discount rate of the money, and also information about the financial results of the public administration, public budget, grants, subsidies, or other mechanisms. We combine all the information and we obtain the comparison of results of these two financial schemes with respect to the energy bill baseline. This is my last slide. So thank you to everyone. And if you have any question, we can go through it in the section for this.